When I'm drawing on paper, I love to draw with a ballpoint pen, especially on a Bristol board paper. So I wanted to do my best to simulate that experience on a tablet in Clip Studio Paint. And so here's this time lapse of me during this sketch session. Do my best to act as if I'm sketching on a piece of paper or a piece of Bristol board with a blue ballpoint pen. That's one of my favorite ways to draw, and it just reminded me how fun sketching can be, and at the same time, um, just how when you're having fun in the process, you're gonna improve a lot faster. And so I wasn't really too worried about what they were gonna look like or how it was gonna look like. I just did my best to make this drawing experience feel like I'm drawing on paper, with different colored pen, with different colored pens, and just having fun. Obviously, I can erase, and so that's the advantage. But if I was drawing on paper, I would do my best to not erase, just to sketch as much as I could on a single piece of paper without erasing, using a ballpoint pen. I usually use a blue pen or a black pen. Either one works for me, but yeah, it's digital, so I can have fun with it and use all kinds of different colors. But yeah, make sure when you are practicing and drawing, um, I think the best way to improve is to make sure that you're having fun throughout the process, because it can be intense sometimes when you want to draw something and get better at drawing something. And so this page was just a page I did to have fun while I was practicing my portrait drawings and things like that. These last two sketches were sketches I did from imagination, but I'm pretty sure the rest were sketches I did from reference, and I could just tell I was in the zone. Um, like I said, if you're having fun, the process is just a lot easier. The drawing process is, and so for me at this point, I'm having fun. This is probably like 2 hours into it, into this session, but I could just feel that I was in the zone, and I didn't want to stop there. So this is where these last two sketches came from. But yeah, I was just I was in the zone. I was having fun with it, and overall, it was just a fun process. Um, and I would just encourage you to try and make drawing digitally um, as intuitive as possible. For me, I really try and make it feel like I'm drawing on paper, and that's why I created this brush to simulate that ballpoint pen kind of a style. And if you want to go download it, you can download it for free on my Gumroad. Um, but yeah, after this time lapse, I'm gonna show you how I am sketching and practicing my character design and helping you out and showing you my process for drawing a character from reference from start to finish. So I'll see you after this. All right, so this is a page of sketches I was doing uh, today, and I actually want to show you how to draw a character from reference. And if you want to learn how to draw characters like this and you just started drawing, you can come join me on Patreon. Over there, I'm creating art tutorials to help you out and draw your own characters. But yeah, let's go ahead and start drawing this last character. Let's see. So now, in this portion of the video, I actually want to show you how I've been creating and drawing these characters here. These are like warm-up sketches for me. I started with the full body poses. Very simple. Full body poses. Turn them down about 35%, the layer opacity. Then I just started drawing over them, using my reference board here to draw these characters. And for the rest of this video, I actually want to show you how I go about creating these character designs from my reference that I use. And keeping it really simple is really the key to doing this, because I want to create characters for like comics basically, And so I want to keep these designs as simple as possible, but as intriguing as possible. And so I have this last character to design. I want this last character to be a woman, some type of brawler character. So I'm just gonna look through my reference real quick to see what I can find. Scrolling. Trying to find something that maybe fits that kind of an archetype character. This mask is cool. Maybe she wears a mask. That'd be interesting. I'll draw something similar to that and decrease the size. But when I'm drawing these characters, I'm really trying to figure out if I can uh, whether or not I can exaggerate something based off the reference, because I don't want to just copy the reference. I want to use it to create something unique of my own, and so that's why I want to observe the reference, but not necessarily copy it. I just want to use it as inspiration and use the shapes that I find naturally as I sketch for the character's design. I'm just having fun sketching at the same time. I want this to be as fun as possible for me. And maybe it's something like that. Yeah, I like it so far. What kind of animal that could represent? Maybe it's not an animal. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Thinking like a wolf, maybe that could be interesting. That could be interesting. Maybe a wolf, kind of a motif. And it all connects here like that. I also like how there's teeth in this mask. Maybe I can incorporate that somehow. I think to do that, I need to incorporate some kind of a snout to the mask that resembles a wolf or something. Some type of animal. I don't know what kind of animal this is, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. It can be just as simple as that. I want to keep these as simple as possible because if I'm going to draw a comic with these characters, um, I don't want the character designs to be as simple as possible because I'm going to have to redraw them over and over again. So something like this is fine. And then maybe I can incorporate the textures that I see, that I find in the reference, like this. That's fine. That looks fun. So I'll do that. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm imagining that the setting for these characters is a medieval fantasy setting. And that's what most of my references based on and based is that's what it's for. So nice. Now I don't have to draw the character's face. But maybe we do see the character's chin, maybe right there. Or it could just be part of the mask. Yeah, that works. Yep. Like I said, I wanted a brawler, some type of brawler character. I don't know if I have a reference for that. Um, Maybe I do. Maybe I can take something from this boot here. Like I said, didn't I mean to minimize that. Let me see. I'm just taking inspiration from the reference that I see. So maybe this can be some type of shoulder piece. Maybe she has some type of claws too. Because it's like this looks, I don't know if this looks more like a dog to you or a cat, but it's starting to look more like a cat. So I'm going to imply that with some claws that maybe she uses. The hardest part about all this is finding reference to use that you can quickly get designs from. But I like these belts as well. I'm gonna try and incorporate that to our lower half, our waist. Overall, when I'm thinking about drawing the character, is like having like repeated shapes or patterns. Is what I mean to say throughout the design. I imagine that these characters are for a comic, and so don't have to be too, don't have to go too crazy. But I want them to look, I want them all to look unique. So far, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I'm not liking this teardrop shape anymore, so I'm gonna have to figure something else out right there. But I wanted to, want her clothing to kind of a match her mask that she has. Probably a reference here somewhere I can use. Just gotta find it. Let's see if I can scroll through a reference. Maybe even something like that. Pretty cool. Mm -mm -mm -mm. mm. This is cool. I think that'll work right here. Like leather armor, basically. Throughout her design. Yeah. I'm trying to think on how I can repeat the same patterns in other parts of her clothing. That makes sense. Probably doesn't have too much armor, but starting like this. How it's coming up, coming together. Nice, yeah, I like it. More belts and stuff. All right. Yep, the references here for my inspiration, not necessarily copying anything. And then once I get to a certain point, I can just start repeating the same kind of patterns and things like that that I find in the clothing that I draw all around the the design. So even like these maybe wraps for bandages all around her arm, and these claws she has. On a hairstyle though, that's the real question. Maybe more of a wild kind of hairstyle. I think that kind of fits the character. Really long hair, wild hair. It's fun. I'm thinking that she'll have some type of claw type thing on her feet as well, or her shoes or boots. Yeah, that looks pretty cool actually. I like that. And I like to just like exaggerate certain things as well. Just makes it a little bit more stylized, and make the characters stand out from one another. One thing I don't like drawing is the laces, so I'm not gonna even do that. Shoelaces and things. And you remember how I said I like to exaggerate things? because of how big the boots are, her boots, I want to do the same thing for her gloves. Maybe at least one of them kind of match the boots she has. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. She's more like a beastly character. I think that's her main characteristic. More wild, maybe untamed. Maybe that's not the right word, but and this is how I like to make my characters stand out from each other. When you give them unique characteristics like this, large gloves, maybe more exaggerated features, it's very easy for them to stand out amongst other ones. And that's kind of the whole point, right? Is I want each one of these characters to have their own uh, kind of like iconic silhouette. You really just gotta trust the process with this stuff. But maybe similar to this guy over here, so you can have some type of tattered kind of cloth like this. Maybe they're bandits or something. That's what's fun about drawing characters, is like you can create your own story as you start drawing them. Alright, so this is as far as I got with this like practice session, sketching these characters. I added some color, did some line work, and overall it was fun. Had a good time doing this. Sketching is just about having fun while you improve. And the good thing about digital art is that we have so many different ways of experimenting and trying new things out. So whatever your style is, whatever you want it to be, you can always practice it. And that's what I'm doing here now on this page, just practicing some inking and line work. But thank you for watching. Hopefully this helped you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.